Hello friends, so this is our 26th lecture on the history of the English language, and we are in the last class we were dealing with Latin influence on English, one of the major influences, significant and profound, as I always used to say. And you can see Christianizing of Britain. It is a very crucial event in the life of, or in the history of the language as well as England, because as you can see, that was the road from Rome to England was opened. It was through the agents of the church. Church as the agent of the Roman civilization has brought about, in a way you can say, a miracle, in the development and enrichment of the English language. So we saw that the Christianizing of Britain was in two kingdoms. Kent and Northumbria became first adopted Christianity, and then about 100 years of landing of St. Augustine. You remember St. Augustine, who that monk who came with 40 assistants, I can say, no? Created a kind of revolution, you can see, in the language as such, and in their approach to life, culture, civilization, attitude of the mind, attitude of the language to borrow words, expansion. See, all these things we have seen already. Now we will see actually what happened. Now that is the stuff, what actually happened to English language, or how English was enriched. As I have already told you, it's a rapid importation of Latin words. That's what he saw. So religious, the details, external organization of institutions and so on, it required a lot of words, that internal as well as external. Internal development of language in the religion, and external organization of the religion. For example, words like church, abbot, then altar, angel, candle, something. These were unknown to these people. Candle, abbot, monk and monastery, what do they know about that? Anglo-Saxons, those fighting, rebellious people. So they had no idea about what is abbot. Abbot means head of a monastery, you see. So monastic life, lot of words relating to monastic life, like candle. Then you have got you have got a physical, the disciple, hymn means song, litany, manna, manna, that is the word in the Old Testament. Manna, nun, offer, organ, pope, priest, psalm. See, you want me to write some of these words, and I will write it. That is, first and foremost, you understand that words relating to religion's activities, both internal and external structure of the church. Internal means the rituals, and external means church, buildings, then schools, and you have got monasteries and things like shrines and so on. So the words given, the examples given, they are not in Old English form, but in modern English form. Understand? Because to make you understand things and make things easy for you. And this is what the historians also have done. So I am also following those people. If I want, I can show you. For example, church is chirichi, then it became church and so on. It is a long process also. So what I think it's better for us also to follow these historians, saying that is to make a list of words in modern English rather than in Old English. Understand? So you can say religion and religious activities here. You can see it's like a temple, see, temple, shrine, abbot, then candle. You have candle, then you have words like organ, pope, priest, deacon, see that? And then you also have got words like manna, nun, offer, litany, You know, litany, manna, offer. So these are the words relating to candle. I think I have written candle. Yes, candle is there. So hymn, H-Y-M-N, hymn, H-Y-M-N, hymn, song, etc. So these are words relating to religion. That is shrine structure, abbot administration, candle ritual, organ ritual, pope administration, priest deacon administration, litany ritual, the manna, that is also ritual, you can say, offer ritual, temple structure, shrine structure, that is. So different areas, structure, then you have got administration, and you have hierarchy, administration, and then you have got words relating to certain rituals like this. No? Hymn means, song. Hymn means song, a solemn song. That is the meaning of hymn. So first you can see words relating to church and church activities and so on. Then you find names of articles of clothing and household. Clothing and household. Clothing and household articles. Household articles. Words. Few. I am just giving you only a few because for you examination also, if you study 100 words itself, no use. There's no time for you to write down a list like this. But few very important words like cap, silk, chest, cap, silk, chest. See, these are clothing, silk, clothing. So mat, and so on. This much you can remember, I think. No? Cap, silk, chest, mat. That is a common thing. Then about food, names of certain food articles, especially vegetable and fruit and so on. Pear, you have got pear. Then you have, this oyster, lobster, radish, oyster, lobster, etc. That is words relating to food items. Then trees and plants, as you can see. So first you have got you remember church activities. Second, we have household articles and clothing. Third, you have got a few words. If you categorize or make a list like this, it becomes easier for you to remember. That's it. For memory, to keep these things in memory, it's easy to classify this. No? That is. Then trees and plants, like names of trees, plants. You have words like lily, very easy now to remember. Lily, you have then pine, hyssop, and marshmallow. Lily, pine, hyssop, marshmallow. Then you have marshmallow, myrrh, M-I-R-R-H, myrrh. See that? These are words, plants and trees, names of plants and trees. You have educational learning. You see, you have got a number of words relating to education and learning. So this way you can see now, all branches of knowledge touched by Latin influence. That's the thing. It's not just confined to war and battle and things like no. So education and learning, you have got the next section is education and learning. And you have words like school, you see, school. Then you have got master, words, meter, gross, notary, school, master, words, VRC, words. Then school, master, words, and then you have got meter, isn't it? Meter. And you also have this notary, gloss, notary, and so on. So these are words belonging to education and learning. Understand? Then you have got miscellaneous words, some other words like this. So just think of this classification. Classification will help you. See, the importation of large-scale importation of Latin words into English, then you can say it is belong to different categories. You can say religion, education, trees, plants, household articles, clothing. So it becomes easy for you to remember this. Then miscellaneous words like a circle, miscellaneous, legion, circle, giant, talent, consul. Talk about giant. How this giant comes in? Consul, talent. See, they have got many such words like that. Then this is, we can say that verbs like this, turn words, turn. That is Old English, turn. Modern English is turn. Then crispus, adjective. Crispus, adjective, crisp. Parle biscuit is very crispy, no? Crispy, yes. So this is just giving an example. Suppose I give you the Latin word and then English, it will be a bit difficult for you to remember, no? That's why I thought of giving these modern forms of words imported from Latin. Understand? So you have got, once again we will go through that, what are the different types of, say, words belonging to, first you have seen church, structure, the administration, and also you have got, a church has got three dimensions. One is the infrastructure, then you have got the administration, then you have got the rituals. Look at that. And then I have already told you, names of articles, household articles. See that? Things like cloth, chest, mat and all that. Then food items like fruit, especially radish, you can easily remember, radish. Pear is available in the market, you can see. In our markets also it are available. Forget about marshmallow and all those things. Usually forget it. And then you have got education, schoolmaster, very easy to remember. Schoolmaster, then meter, go. School and master, you know. So minimum you can present a list of 10 words or 15 words in the examination. For exam purpose it is alright. More if you want, then you can definitely get the list from any of the books dealing with the history of the English language. And there's nothing to explain there. The only thing is you have to take down these words and try to remember as many words as possible. Or if you know, if you go etymology of words like this, see, and then say very often words, a word used very often is imbibe. I will tell you how to manage to learn more if you want to. Imbibe. Imbibe means to drink. So it comes from the Latin word bibere. Bibere. See that? Bibere means to drink. But from this you have got a metaphorical meaning also. I have imbibed the civilization of this land. Or we have imbibed the culture. Imbibe means to assimilate or to drink. Drink means what? You drink water, then it becomes part of your body, like that. So imbibe means that. Understand? So like that you have got, no? See, we have got magnanimous. Magnanimous. Look at that. Most of these, the words that we use, considered to be learned and literary, these are words imported from Latin. Magnanimous. Magna. Magna means great. See, Magna Carta. You know, remember King John had to sign Magna Carta. Magna means great. So Carta, charter. Magna Carta. So that is. Then we have got Magnanimous. Animus is soul. So magnanimous. English word magnanimous. So what does that mean? A person having great soul. A person having great soul means a person who's got a large heart, generous, a very generous person. You call such a person a magnanimous person. Like that, if you go through, if you take such learned words, scholarly words, you know, you will find that these are all we have taken from Latin language. So how important is this? How important is? It's very important. When it's change sentences, how beautiful, very beautiful. The exclamations in the statement is there. When I say how important means very important. As you can see, you give me some more words. I will show you most of these words. They are originated from Latin. So from that you understand. And now, as I already yesterday hinted, in the last class hinted, after some time what happened, church became very prosperous, very rich, and the clergy, they forgot all the vows that are taken. There are clergy take 3 vows. Monks, especially, they take 3 vows. It is vow of chastity, obedience, and poverty. So they are supposed to live as poor people. They are supposed to obey their superiors. They are supposed not even entertain anything connected with the sex. That's chastity. But when you are prosperous, there's nobody to bother about you, or you become disobedient, you do whatever you want, then you forget about all these vows and things like that. Then you get corrupt. And when the church got corrupt, what happened is immediate effect is that learning affected. Learning was affected. That is, decline of monasteries and decline of learning, they go together. Understand? Decline of monasteries, monastic life, decline of learning, they go together. Plus, in addition to that, there are sporadic attacks by the Danes. The next lesson is that is Scandinavian influence or the influence of the Danish or Scandinavian language on English, Old English. So that is the next topic. So before they came and settled, Scandinavians came and settled in England, they had made a sporadic attack. They will come here, plunder some monasteries, they run away. Again they come, they do some looting and all those things, they go away. So just like that. Finally they got settled. That is another story which we are going to deal with in the next class. So time being, these attacks by the Scandinavians, the Danish people, the pirates, it also affected. They came and looted the monasteries. They set fire to the burning, so to say, burning the monasteries. It is their pleasure, or it's a kind of sadism. They come, they loot and then burn and go. So 2 reasons. One reason, of course, is invasions by, not invasions as such, you can say, sporadic attacks by the Danes, and second is decline of learning. Now, it was very painful, and secular priests especially, they became so corrupt. The corruption of the church is already mentioned in the last class told you Chaucer. Chaucer's Prologue to Canterbury tells you all about this church, ecclesiastical characters, the monk, the friar and so on, what they used to do. They used to roam and bring back bones of pigs, and they sell it to the poor people, saying that this is the relics of saints. To that extent, at that lowest level, you can say, the church had deteriorated. The church people, the priests, the monks, etc. But what happened is that whenever there is a valley, wherever there is a church, as I told you, there is bound to be a discharge. So it cannot continue like this for long. So some people intervened. So there are 3 bishops, and their names are Dunstan, Archbishop of Canterbury, Dunstan, that is Archbishop of Canterbury. Then you have got Athelwold, Bishop of Winchester, Athelwold, Bishop of Winchester, and there was another man, Oswald, Bishop of Worcester. Oswald, Bishop of Worcester. This is Winchester, this is Worcester, and this one is Canterbury. Canterbury Archbishop. So they took their initiative, you see, and along with them, they took the help of the Benedictine monks, monks who lived strict lives according to the precepts laid down by Saint Benedict. So that's why they are called Benedictine. So with the help of the Benedictines, they somehow managed to reform the church. So that's called the Benedictine reform. The Benedictine reform actually, we can say, initiated by 3 bishops: Bishop Dunstan, Canterbury Archbishop; Bishop Ethelwald, Winchester; Bishop Oswald, Worcester. So these bishops, so they revived monasticism. They rebuilt the monasteries, and they took the help of these great good monks who lived according to the precept, who followed strictly chastity, poverty, and obedience. 3 vows. Vow means promise. So 3 vows. That is chastity and so on. I told you what is chastity. They have to remain unmarried. In our language we say brahmachari. Brahmachari, that is chastity means. A person who follows chastity strictly, he is not even in his thoughts entertain anything connected with sex and sexual life. Understand? So such a person is brahmachari, or what we say, chaste person side. So there is a revival of monasticism, revival of religion. Along with that, when there is a decline of religion, decline of educational learning. When there is a revival of religion, there is a revival of learning and education. And so this happened in England also. And as a result of this Benedictine reform, a number of words, especially learned, or as a literary words, they entered the English language. Such words we can see: literary word, history, paper, title, history, paper, title. See that? These are words, learned words you can see. Then you also see plants like coriander, ginger, cucumber. See, plants like cucumber, coriander, ginger. So you can see these are words. Ginger, we are using ginger in your everyday life. As cedar, cypress, fig, and laurel. Names of trees: cedar, cypress, fig, and laurel. These are names of trees. These are names of plants. These are names, learned words. You see that? Then you have got medical terms like cancer, paralysis, plaster, cancer, paralysis, and plaster. How is this plaster and paralysis connected? That we don't know. Names of animals like camel, then scorpion and tiger. Camel, scorpion, tiger, and so on. So these are, we can say, learned, means a higher level of words now. Not like we say words like mat. That's not a higher level. Or we say hyssop, marshmallow. These are not a higher level words. These are, for example, medical terms: cancer, paralysis, plaster. There are names of animals: camel, scorpion, tiger. Names of trees: cedar, cypress, fig, laurel. Names of plants: cucumber, coriander, and ginger. And then words of very serious words like history, paper, title. So these are the words. Many such words. Apostle. So words like, again dealing with the church and church matters, you have got apostle, demon, cloister, creed, church, apostle, demon, cloister. Cloister means closed life. Cloister. Apostle, demon, cloister. Then you have got words like creed, prophet, Sabbath, creed, prophet, Sabbath. See the Sabbath. They are not ordinary words. Sabbath, etc. is not ordinary words. See, synagogue. Synagogue. Synagogue means the place where you play. So this is a sample. A sample list we can see. Second, that is as a result of the Benedictine reform. These words again, not only this, I am just giving you this is only a tip of an iceberg, you can say. Small group, just for your examination. Further reading, I recommend A.C. Bow. A.C. Bow's history of the English languages. I say one of the assets for any student or teacher of history of the English language. Any student or any teacher. If you are a teacher, if you are a student, you must have a copy of that. I would suggest that it is a treasure for students and teachers. So you have got a series like this. See, you have church activities as a result of Benedictine reform. Already we have seen another set as a result of the entry of, the Christianization as such. That is step one. Threshold, you can say. Second is this Benedictine reform. So Benedictine reform, you have such words, Benedictine. It's called Benedictine reform because it was helped by or assisted by the Benedictine monks. Monks of the order of Saint Benedict. Understand? Yes, that is Benedictine. And then you have got words like this. I have church. Church. I shall give you title also. Subtitle church. Words belonging to church. That is here you have learned words. Learned and literary words. Here you have plants, names of plants. Here you have names of trees. Isn't it? Trees, plants. And here you have medical terms. Medical. And here you have got animals. Animal kingdom. Words from the animal kingdom. You can see Latin influence affected all the areas of our experience and knowledge. See that? From medicine, philosophy, church, activities, litany, that is, what do you call this, activities of the church, that is, rituals of the church, structures, buildings, then administration, pope, priest, deacon, and so on that you have seen. So there are two-tier, you can say, two-tier importation. First one is, we have already seen, immediately after Christianization, as a result of that expansion of the church, then there is decline of the church, decline of education. Decline of church and decline of education for two reasons. One, corruption, the other is Scandinavian attacks on and off, they would come and plunder and so on. And then after that, there is three bishops. We have already seen the names of those great bishops, Dunstan, Ethelwold and Oswald. Two of them bishops and one of them an archbishop of Canterbury. And then you have got the support given by the Benedictine monks. So all the secular priests who disobeyed or who did not follow the three vows, they were thrown out. And then fresh recruitments made, and it was made compulsory that they should all lead the spiritual life. As a result of that, there is revival of learning, revival of religion, and then as far as the language is concerned, we have got a number of words like this. So as I told you, whenever you find a new word, suppose you find a new word, magnanimous I told you, imbibe, that is another word. Or say fabricate, suppose, see, fabricate, there is a word, no? Fabricate or fabricate, how do you pronounce it? Both ways it is pronounced, fabricate. So fabricate, that is, it is straight away from Latin, fabricare. The root is fabricare, so fabricate. Then you have, that is, I have already showed you magnanimous. Magnanimous is one. Magnanimous. Imbibe. Then just fabricate. You can see, go back to the roots, then you will find the root. That is etymology, we say, etymology. Origin of words. If you will take up a good dictionary, any word you take, then that lexicographer means one who wrote the dictionary. The one who writes dictionary is known as a lexicographer. The first great lexicographer in English, answer is Dr. Johnson. Single-handed, he published a dictionary of the English language. He is the first and the greatest of all lexicographers of the English language. That will come later, but for the time being, as general knowledge, you can note this down, because in UGC test and so on, you will get your questions to answer one sentence or one word and so on. So, imbibe, fabricate, and lexicographer. And then lexicon means word. But of course, that is not Latin, that is Greek, lexicon. And you have got words like, give me another word, I will tell you. See that? See, ambulate. Very good. Ambulance. Ambulate. Ambulate means walk. So the word comes from the Latin verb ambulare. See, ambulare. Circumambulare means going around. Circle. That is Latin again. Circumambulare. Circumambulate means to go around. Circumambulate. Both are Latin. Circum and ambulare. Both are Latin words. Like this, any number of words I can give. So, finally, what happens is that we are coming to the end of the Latin influence on English language. So, very long period, extensive, constant, and very often renewed. We have got from all the 700 years of Old English, history of Old English. So, right, even you can see, we have already seen Latin influence is pretty long and extensive, that we divide that into three periods. One, when the Anglo-Saxons were still in their continental homes, so we say it is zero period for continental borrowings. And then secondly, we saw when the Anglo-Saxons came to England, they came into contact with the Celtic people. The Celtic people had already absorbed some Latin words. These Latin words were borrowed by the Anglo-Saxons, and so we say it is Latin through Celtic transmission. And finally, we have got the 80% of words from Latin imported because of Christianity. Christianity, as we have seen, opened the floodgates of Latin words into English. And the result that 30%, without any exaggeration I can tell you, 30% of the words that you are using today in English, they have their origin in the Latin language. More than that, what you want to conclude that Latin was the greatest and the most profound of all the influences on English language during the Old English period. With this we come to the end of Latin influence. Next class we will take up Scandinavian influence, that is the Danish influence on English language. With that, our project, that is discussion of Old English, its external and internal history, comes to an end. Then we will start with the Middle English and then Modern English. Early Modern English also. And now we have seen that Old English is also known as King Alfred's English. Understand that? Because it was King Alfred who paved the way for making England the intellectual leader of Europe in the 8th century AD. Understand that? So these things we have already seen. I am just by way of conclusion, I have just made that statement. I hope that you have enjoyed my classes, and I humbly request you to subscribe to my classes, not only for me but for you both. Because whenever I upload a class, you will get an information, and anybody, if somebody is preparing for an exam, it will be very useful to you. It will be one of the, we can say, support, one of the support. So one of the supports, not the whole thing I said, but it will be some help to you, I hope, like that. Understand? So we have seen all about Old English. Old English is a synthetic language full of inflections and these things we have seen. We saw inflection for adjectives, inflections of conjugations of verb, nouns, definite articles, And then also we saw personal pronoun and these things. And these things I have already told you, therefore there's no point in repeating that. I hope that you will go through this again and refresh yourself, so that when you come to the last class on Old English period, in Old English period, we will have a better understanding of it. Okay? So till we meet again, bye. Have a nice time, enjoy your class. For your examination, I think some students are going to take their exams next week or the coming week, or I think the week after this. So I have all my best wishes for all the students, all my students who are virtual students. I am your virtual teacher and you are my virtual students. So all best wishes and God bless you.